Alexander vs. Umer Farouk. Challenge world's historians. Why Hazrat Umer Great? By Nadeem Ahmed Khan, Islam for All. Introduction. We have read in our childhood that Alexander the Great became the king at the age of 20. At the age of 23, he conquered Greece, then he entered Turkey, then he defeated Iranian leader and reached Syria. He then marched towards Jerusalem and Babul and entered Egypt. Then came to India and fought with King Porus. On the memory of his beloved horse, he built a city called Philia, and started returning through the city of Makran. On his way back journey he fell ill due to typhoid fever and died at the age of 33 in the castle of Bakht-e-Nasser. In 323 BC, it is told to the world that he was the greatest military general, conqueror and king world has ever seen. History calls him the Alexander the Great because of his achievements. We call him Sikandar-e-Azam, meaning king of the kings. But today in 21st century I am putting a question to the historians, that is Alexander deserved to be called the Great, in comparison to Hazrat Umer, the second caliph of Islam. I am challenging all the historians of the world to compare the successes of conquering and achievements of Hazrat Umer Farouk with Alexander. Let's think. Alexander was the son of a king. He was taught horse riding by the best teachers of that time. His teacher was Plato, the great philosopher, and when he was 20 years old he was presented the throne of king. In comparison, Umer Farouk has no kingship in his previous 7 generations. He grew up herding camels and sheep in Arabian Peninsula, and he did not learn swordsmanship or archery from any academy. Alexander conquered 1.7 million square miles area in 10 years with organized trained professional army, but Umer Farouk conquered 2.2 million square miles area in 10 years without any organized army, and that includes 2 superpowers of that time, Roman and Persian. In today's modern age of missiles, satellite, submarines, no modern leader has control of that vast amount of land as Umer had, and he just did it by fighting on horses and swords. Not only he conquered that land and countries but ruled them with proper administration. Alexander had killed many of his generals, and lot of generals and soldiers left his army. Mutiny also occurred in his kingdom, and his army even refused to advance in India. In contrast, not a single soldier could dare to disobey Umer Farouk. He was a leader of that caliber that in the middle of a war he suspended a general of the caliber of Khalid bin Walid, and nobody dared to override this order. He removed Saad bin Waqas from the governorship of Kufa. He took away governorship from Harith bin Ka'b. He confiscated the wealth of Umar bin As and recalled the governor of Hamas, and made him camel herder, but nobody dared to challenge his authority. Alexander conquered 1.7 million square miles of land, but was not been able to give any system of governance and sound administration, but Umer Farouk gave system of governance and administration to the world, that is still used in this modern world. They are Umer reforms. 1. Started Hijri calendar. 2. Gave concept of prison. 3. Started salaries for muezzins, the azan callers in the mosques. 4. Put lighting systems in mosques. 5. Started police department. 6. Gave concept of post office. 7. Founded a complete court system for delivering justice. 8. Started irrigation system. 9. Started army cantonments areas and a proper army department. 10. He was the first one to start stipends for infants, disabled persons, widows and helpless people. 11. He was the first one to give the concept that rulers and government Officials declare their assets. 12. He started punishment for corrupt judges. 13. He was the first one to start accountability for ruling elite. 14. He used to guard trade caravans in the night himself. 15. He used to say that those ruler who do justice, sleeps without fear in the night. 16. He used to say, a true leader is a servant of the nation. 17. It was written on his official stamp, O Umer, death is enough. For guidance. 18. He never had 2 dishes on his meals. 19. He used to sleep using a brick as a pillow. 20. During journey, he will put a sheet on the tree to make shadow and slept whenever he was sleepy and slept on earth in the night. 21. His shirt used to have 14 patches including a red leather. 1. He wore fat jute clothes and hated thin, finely kitted clothes. 22. Whenever he assigned anybody on an official position, he will get appraisal of his assets and keep with him, and if during his official position assets increases, he takes full accountability. 23. Whenever he assigned any person as governor, he advises him, never use Turkish horse, do not wear thin and nice clothes, use unfiltered flour, never have a gatekeeper and never close you door for any complainant. 24. He used to say forgiving a tyrant is tyranny on oppressed. 25. His famous saying, children are born free from their mothers and why you make people slave, this statement is true. Charter of Human Rights even today. 26. He was the first ruler in Islam, who was given the title, Amir al-Mu'minin, meaning leader of the believers. 27. Every religion has some trademarks, Islam's biggest trademark is its justice system, and Umer is a person who fits this trademark, and because of his justice, world calls it, justice of Farouk, Adal-e-Farouqi. 28. At the time of his martyrdom, he was in debt, and according to his will, his only house was sold to pay off his debt. He was the only ruler of the world who used to say that, if any dog died because of hunger in his ruling territory, he will be held accountable and will be punished by Allah on the day of judgment. 29. His justice system was so emphatic that after his death, a shepherd from the remote area from his ruling territory came running and announced that Umer Farouk II Caliph has died. People were surprised and asked, how you know as you live hundreds of miles away from Medina in jungle? He replied, when Umer was alive, my sheep used to stroll freely in jungle and no wild animal ever dared to attack them, but today a tiger took away a baby sheep, and I knew by its daring act that Umer Farouk is no more in this world. Now I challenge world's historians to compare Alexander the Great with Hazrat Umer. They will find him a stone compared to a mountain. Because Alexander's throne was finished 5 years after his death, but wherever Umer's army went and conquered, the followers of Islam are still living there, and Allah's name is called in mosques and people prostrate to Allah. Alexander's name now can be found only in history books, but Umer's governance and administration system in some form is still available in 245 countries of the world today. Even today, whenever a letter is received from post office, or a policeman wears his dress, or an army soldier goes on vacation, or a child, handicapped person or widow receives an stipend from government, the society involuntarily remembers Umer Farouk and accept him as a great ruler and leader, except those Muslims who have inferiority complex and even look around before they say Kalama. Once Muslims from Lahore threatened Britishers that if they came out against them in street, they will remember Genghis Khan. On this, Indian leader Nehru said, smiling, that it is sad that these Muslims threatening about Genghis Khan forgot that they had Umer Farooq in their history. Even great scholars and philosophers of non-Muslim world acknowledge that if there was another Umer in Islamic world, then Islam would have been the only religion that existed in this world. We have forgotten that we had one Umer Farooq, for whom our beloved Prophet once said that if there was any other messenger of God after me, then it would have been Umer R.A. The great Umer Farooq. Hazrat Umer refers to Hazrat Umar ibn al-Khattab, the second caliph of Islam. He was a prominent companion of the Prophet Muhammad and played a crucial role in the early expansion and governance of the Muslim Empire. He is also known for his strong leadership, justice, and administrative skills. Hazrat Umar is remembered for his wisdom, courage, and strong leadership. He is considered one of the most influential figures in Islamic history. Hazrat Umar ibn al-Khattab was one of the most powerful and influential Muslim caliphs. He belonged to Banu Adi family tribe of Quraysh in Makkah. He was the second caliph after Hazrat Abu Bakr R.A. and senior companion of Prophet Muhammad SAW. If you look back in the history of Islam, the people who played a great role in spreading Islam, the one prominent name comes in your mind will be of Hazrat Umar R.A. In short, Hazrat Umar Ra is the role model for every Muslim. He was an embodiment of justice, principles, piety, humility, and character. He performed all his roles, whether personal or professional, with intensity, and not a single example can be put forward which shows that he performed his role less than perfect. Islam for All YouTube channel.